The entire NBA world has been thrown into absolute chaos after a shocking audio leak from inside the Golden State Warriors locker room surfaced earlier today. Fans, analysts, and even former players cannot stop talking about it, because what was captured in that recording, those voices, that tension, that argument has completely changed the way people are looking at this team. And for Warriors fans, the biggest question right now is simple: who was arguing? And what does this mean for the future of Golden State's season? This is not just another rumor, not just another story blown out of proportion. This is real, and the emotions captured in that audio have created one of the most dramatic moments of the Warriors' entire season. Before the audio even began circulating, there were already signs that something strange had been happening behind the scenes. Reporters had noticed players leaving practice early, coaches holding longer than usual meetings, and more than anything, the team's body language during games had become harder and harder to ignore. They were winning some nights, struggling on others, but the chemistry that once defined the Warriors' dynasty seemed to be slowly slipping away. Fans kept asking themselves, is something happening behind closed doors? Is something brewing that the organization isn't telling us? And then, suddenly, the audio leaked. The clip isn't long, but it's powerful. A few seconds of heated dialogue, a raised voice, someone slamming something against a locker, and most shockingly, a superstar calling out another superstar by name. Online communities exploded instantly. Within minutes, Twitter, Reddit, and Warriors fan pages were flooded with theories about who it was. At first, people thought it could be bench players arguing about rotations or playing time. But the tone, the frustration, the authority in the voices, it became obvious that these were not role players. These were core players. Veterans. Leaders. The argument appears to begin with one player demanding more accountability from the team, saying that everyone needs to stop acting like everything is fine when it's not. Another voice fires back, accusing him of trying to play the hero role while not taking responsibility for his own mistakes. The tension escalates, and then someone can be heard saying, "If you have something to say it directly to me." That line spread through social media like wildfire, because fans immediately recognized the cadence and tone. It sounded like someone who isn't afraid to confront, someone who has never backed down from conflict. People began dissecting the audio like the Zapruder film. Some swore the voice belonged to Draymond Green, the emotional engine of the Warriors and someone known for holding teammates accountable in ways that sometimes crossed the line. Others argued it might be Klay Thompson, who has been fighting through one of the most emotional chapters of his career. And then there were fans who believed it was a shocking clash between a rising star and a veteran, someone like Jonathan Kuminga or Moses Moody stepping up and challenging the old guard. But the moment that really changed everything? When one unmistakable voice jumped into the argument. Calm at first, then noticeably frustrated. A voice every basketball fan knows. A voice Warriors fans know better than any. Stephen Curry. Steph does not raise his voice often, and when he does, it means something is seriously wrong. In the clip, he can be heard saying, "This isn't how we handle things. We talk. We figure it out. But we don't tear each other down." And then someone else, still unidentified, replies sharply with, "Then tell him that. Tell him to stop acting like he's above the rest of us." That line shook fans to their core. Who would say something like that to Steph? Who would dare talk to the face of the franchise, the most respected leader in the NBA, in that tone? That mystery is exactly what has taken this leak from simple drama to a full-blown national conversation. Warriors insiders have claimed for weeks that frustration had been building internally because of inconsistent rotations, younger players wanting larger roles, veterans feeling overlooked, and pressure mounting from the front office. The Warriors are in a season where every loss feels heavier than usual, every mistake hits harder, and every off-court story becomes magnified. So when the argument erupted, it reflected more than just a bad game or a disagreement over a play. It reflected months of bottled-up emotion. And what makes this moment even more surprising is how close this team has always been. This is the same group that has celebrated championships together, battled through injuries, rebuilt chemistry multiple times, and kept fighting when the rest of the league counted them out. But this audio leak has exposed something fans were not expecting. Even the most successful cultures can face moments where everything feels like it's falling apart. The rumors now swirling around the team are intense. Some believe this argument was triggered by issues around playing time, especially between veterans and younger players. Others think the argument had to do with leadership roles: who gets to make decisions in the huddle, who calls defensive switches, who has the final say during crunch time. Another theory is that one of the star players confronted another about effort levels, about commitment, about the desire to win. The Warriors have always prided themselves on being one of the smartest, hardest working teams in the league, but this season's inconsistencies have pushed everyone to the limit. Arguments like this expose the real problems, and if they handle it right, they can come out stronger. However, there's one detail everyone is still obsessing over. Right after the loudest part of the argument, the recording picks up someone saying, "You're gonna push me out of here. If that's what you want, just say it." That line has created a storm of speculation. Was that a frustrated veteran? A rising young star tired of waiting for his moment? Was it someone feeling targeted by the coaching staff? That single sentence has made fans terrified that a major trade could be coming, one that changes the entire identity of the Warriors. Social media detectives have spent hours comparing voice tones, breathing patterns, even the slight echo of the lockers to identify who said what. Some believe it was a player who has already been rumored in trade talks. Others think it was a star who feels disrespected. And the scariest theory? That one of the Warriors' pillars, one of the players responsible for their championship run, might be considering leaving if things don't improve. As of now, the Warriors organization has not issued a full statement. Only a short comment from a team spokesperson saying, "We are aware of the audio circulating online. Internal discussions are being handled within the team." The fact that they didn't deny it, that they didn't call it fake, has made the situation even more serious. But behind the scenes, reporters say the front office is scrambling. Meetings have been held all day. Coaches have pulled players aside for individual conversations. One insider even claimed that Steph Curry personally spoke with multiple teammates to calm tensions and get everyone back on the same page. Steph has always been the quiet, steady leader, the one who brings people together, even when emotions are boiling. And if anyone can turn this locker room crisis into unity again, it's him. Still, Warriors fans are anxiously waiting for answers. The stakes are higher than ever. This isn't just about one argument. This is about the team's future, their chemistry, their identity, their ability to stay competitive in a league that gets tougher every single year. What does this leak mean for the upcoming games? Will the front office make changes? Will roles be adjusted? Will players step up and address the issue publicly? Or will more leaks come out, revealing even deeper problems? At this point, anything is possible. Fans everywhere are refreshing their feeds, waiting for reactions from players. Everyone wants to hear what Steph, what Draymond, what Klay, what Kuminga has to say. People want clarity. They want truth. They want to know which voices they heard in that audio, and what exactly pushed the team to this breaking point. In the end, the Warriors' story has always been about fighting against doubt, overcoming conflict, and proving that their culture is stronger than any controversy. This moment will test that more than ever. And whether they rise stronger or fall apart, the whole world is watching.